I'm about to edit this video and I think it's kind of a mess. So yeah, if you enjoy it, I am very glad because I have no idea how this is going to go together. So yeah, this is our Redux. Let's get to the video. Please enjoy. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is our Redux, and welcome back to another video. Finally, I know, I have been absent for quite a while, but I think I got my audio situation set up a little bit better than it was last time. Let me just, stop this camera from recording. I don't want it to use up enough disk space to fill my entire 112 terabyte RAID. That would not be good. It's already full enough as it is. Don't ask me how, I don't know. I'm still trying to convert all my stuff to AV1. But anyway, this place is a mess. Actually, I just realized I still need this. I'm new to this, okay? So electronics have come a pretty long way in recent years and even in past years. The leaps and bounds that were made were tremendous. You see that? Yeah. Look at one 10 years later. Yeah. Now let's look at one that's now. That was bad. Now, what do all these devices have in common? Well, they all seem to have lenses. That's pretty obvious. Painfully, actually, this has more than one lens. It actually has 4 lenses. Actually, this might even have like 6 lenses, because that does let light in, so technically that is a lens. Oh, no, don't forget the ones up here. But anyway, this video is not about an iPhone, but I had to include it because that's what most people shoot on nowadays, apart from like an actual video camera like what I'm shooting on now. That is a Canon EOS R10, and this is a Canon EOS R50. These have their own share of problems, of which an iPhone thankfully doesn't have, which is kind of insane. If you want to see a video about my gripes with the R50s, go check out Storm and Chocolate. It should be the first video on that channel, actually. But today's video is not about that either. In fact, it's not about any of this shit. Get out of the goddamn way. So technology has come a long way, as you just saw, but that's in cameras. We're not talking about cameras. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about... Oh! Uh-oh, foot reveal. Yes, this is a computer. Terrible. A computer. This may not look like a computer, unless you were born twice my age ago. But it is! Now, this is a computer from over 20 years ago. You want to see one from 10 years ago? Not exactly, but I'm estimating here. This is actually from 2006, but the ones from 2012 are pretty much identical on the outside. So you're not going to be able to see the lineage because, well, frankly, I don't have enough room on this table to put them up here, and I don't have a 2019 one to compare it with. So trust me, they stayed pretty much tower shaped. Now, in computers, people don't like bullshit. People like doing stuff on their computer and they don't want all the hassle of change. And computers at their base have pretty much stayed the same for 20 plus years. So they didn't have any reason to change past these designs, but these did get much smaller. Should have had all these ready. Ready for this? This is my first computer. You can see how excited I am about this. The top has yellow, that's how old this thing is. And look at how small it is. And compared to this, I can't do that. What do you expect? I'm a nerd, I don't have muscles. So yes, computer parts didn't have to be in giant cases. Well, what if we made this portable? Now, laptops are pretty much portable computers, and they have a built-in display, keyboard, mouse, also known as a trackpad, and, well, pretty much everything in here up to like 2013. Every computer had a DVD drive of some sort, maybe even a Blu-ray drive later on for watching like movies or using more advanced programs, stuff like that. Well, what would that look like? This is a MacBook Pro, because it's a laptop, from 2006. This has a battery that doesn't do jack shit because it was a scam. That's my fault. But you ready for the money shot? Yeah, this thing is pretty freaking portable. Oh, also, all laptops have to include a battery, or else it's not really portable then, is it? Has most of the ports, if not all of them, and even includes some rudimentary expandability. So this, for better or for worse, includes all the parts of the Mac Mini over here, plus or minus a couple of years worth of changes. But this is still pretty chunky, carrying this in a bag, and as you can see, it gets crushed by its own weight. Because this is aluminum, it's not the most sturdy of materials. It is good in most situations, but for this particular model of machines, this DVD drive, this super drive, is kind of bowing in a little bit. The drive itself isn't, but the door that you stick the disc in, there's so many jokes, that is bent. It's closing. Gotta get in while you still can. If you have a nostalgia attack, feel free to leave a like. You know, want to see the inside? That's what she said. The smells. Yeah, so, interesting. That's 2006. How about 2 years later? What did it look like in 2008? Well, late 2008.
Hello, puppy. Pepper, come here. Come here.
Oh no, I got you. Oh! I got the puppy. Mwah, 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 mwah. Okay.
Go get her. Go get her, you silly puppy.
Anyway, where were they in 2008? Looks the same so far. Still about as thin. Well, what about the inside? Excuse you, puppy dog. What about the inside? Oh, what the hell? You're shushing the keyboard. Wait a second. Is this the 2012? This is the 2012. Okay then. Oh, what the hell's happening now? But that was a disaster. Let's try that again. Looks pretty good, huh? Except for this. I didn't do that. So yeah, some internal improvements and some external ones as well. These machines feel a lot more solid in the hands, except for this one because I think I owe someone 20 bucks. Never drop hard drives. That's never a good thing. So this is where they were in 2008. Pretty much the same size, right? These things are pretty chunky, but they're pretty much the same size. Watch the fingers. That's what she said. They were here by 2008, and they used this design until 2012. What if you wanted something smaller? Well, they made those, and in fact, I'm actually recording on one of them right now, a late 2013 MacBook Pro 13-inch, which are pretty good. They don't have discrete graphics, because there's, I guess, just not room for that, at least at the time, so they have a bit of a more beefed up integrated graphics processor. What if you wanted bigger than this? Well, you could always buy a PC, or from, I believe, 2003 with this design, or until 2011 with pretty much this design, this style, I guess, which is called unibody, by the way. You could go for this behemoth. Look at this thing. It's freaking ginormous. Like, here. This is a 12 Pro, by the way. It's not the big one. How about the new 16-inch MacBook Pros? Let's pull one of those out. It's not the new one, but it's good enough for this comparison. There it is. It's my daily driver, for mobile anyway. Look at that. It has another like 1.5 inches, and you may not think that's a big deal, but when you see the inside of this compared to the inside of this, it's comically huge. And that's what she said. Now, MacBooks have always been very So MacBooks have always been very, very high resolution. Their internal displays were very, very good, especially compared to most of the what the PC laptops could offer. I'd wager that most PC laptops were just really horribly built. They didn't feel good to use, they didn't sound good, their speakers were garbage. Everything about them just felt cheap and cut down. MacBooks, they never felt that way, at least since 2009. But you may be surprised to hear that in 2009, they had 1080p displays in here. This is a 2010 model, but it's the same, just the graphics processors are a bit different. It has Intel HD graphics, which are dog crap, and it has an NVIDIA GeForce 330M. Now here's the part of the video where I say, this is basically useless today. It could get you by a couple years ago, but today the internet has moved on, and that's basically the only reason why you couldn't daily drive one of these things and still be sane afterwards. It's just too slow. It's the first generation i5s. This is when i5s were brand new, and it's a dual core i5. And this isn't even an i7. I believe it has 8 gigs of RAM, although it could be 4. You know, let me check. It's just ridiculously huge. Here, I'll put it on camera for you guys so you can see it in action. So you see this MacBook, right? There it is. Let's open it. It's just comically huge. Here's an old tape camera. This thing is huge. I'm gonna show you the screen, because that's really the important part of this. Ow. If you see it, I guess you just can't see it. But yeah, so this display is very, very awesome. Gets decently bright for even today. Let's go into about this Mac and see which machine this is. Holy crap, dude, these cameras are amazing. So this is obviously a 17-inch MacBook Pro of the mid-2010 variety. It has a 2.53 gigahertz Intel Core i5, 6 gigabytes of DDR3 memory. This is when DDR3 was kind of new to Macs, and an Intel HD graphics chip. However, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna turn this to discrete only, which I can do with the special app that I have installed on this machine, which I believe is called G-Switch. Yes, G-Switch, created by Cody Schrank. Thank you, Cody. This program is amazing, and I will use it forever. I even use it on my most recent Mac. Scratch that, my most recent MacBook. So, go to displays. Yes, it says 1080p right there. Well, it's actually 1200p, so that's 2K. Let's try that again, because there you go. NVIDIA GeForce GT 330M with 512 megs of discrete graphics memory. However, that's not really enough to get by for today's standards. And in fact, I don't think this GPU can even do hardware decoding of H.265, let alone VP9 and AV1. However, it might be able to. 1920 by 1200. 1080p is 1920 by 1080. So this display is actually even better than that. Want to go to YouTube? Let's go to YouTube. Now the speakers in this computer, I wish they would be comparable at least to my 2019 MacBook Pro, or at least a 2014 MacBook Pro. But sadly, they just kind of don't compare at all. I'm not going to test with my own music because, well, my music's not good enough to test for this. How about Level Up? It's a pretty good one. I'll get both machines set up here. Whoa. So here we go over to YouTube Music, Level Up. We're gonna try 4 below max volume. Okay, now I've pointed my shotgun microphone down at the laptops. Let's hear which one sounds the best. Well, I mean, it's not even a competition, but let's see which one sounds the best for fun. Here we go on the 2010 17-inch MacBook Pro.
By the sun's rays, up I rise for the new day.
Now let's try it on the 16-inch MacBook Pro. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God.
Awakened by the sun's rays. up I rise for the new day. The same routine, but I have changed. No longer will I stay the same.
Holy shit. Let's try a mid place in the track. So about 20 seconds later, let's see how the 17-inch MacBook Pro does. 3, 2, 1.
And I'm ready to fight. Continue on this winding road. Strength within must start to show. I'll leave behind my selfish ways. Gonna power up and it starts today. A change is due, a different view. We must go on. I'll find the key inside of me as we try to level up. A change is due, a different view. We must.
That still sounded pretty good, but let's see how it contrasts with the relatively new one, the 16-inch 2019 MacBook Pro. 3, 2, 1. I missed. 3, 2, 1.
And I'm ready to fight. Continue on this winding road. Strength within must start to show. I'll leave behind my selfish ways. Gonna power up and it starts today. A change is due, a different view. We must go on. I'll find the key inside of me as we try to level up. A change is due, a different view. We must go on. I'll find the key inside of me as we try to level up.
That's epic. That song is called Level Up by Hannah Lomas. However, it was used in a very popular Ant Venom video, which is basically a Minecraft animation with the music, and I loved it. Now, if I get 20 likes, or if I just feel like it, I guess. If I get 20 likes, I'm for sure gonna do it. But if I get 20 likes on this video, I will make a full video on this 17-inch MacBook Pro. Not on the latest one, because specifically the last 17-inch one that was made. I'm pretty sure the GPUs were much better, especially since I have a couple 5770s desktop editions in Mac Pros that I have, and the 6770s that they had in these laptops must have performed on par with that. So yeah, and those can play Minecraft no problem. This, the 330M is kind of stupid. And there was an even worse variant called the 320M in the white polycarbonate MacBook, the last one that was made. And at 1080p, even watching YouTube, the 330M really isn't enough. I mean, it will work if you really try, but I don't recommend it. And the reason I'm not going to cover the ones that came out a year later with much better internals is because those had problems where they would just die because components that they built into them were faulty and caused pretty much the graphics to have a fit. They were too good. I burn too bright, a shooting star. But yeah, so 20 likes, I'll do that. And I'll also compare it to other MacBooks at the time and MacBooks now. However, the MacBooks now portion, like we just saw, wouldn't really be much of a competition, now would it? Even a 13-inch that came out 2 years later past this would crush it. I'm not even kidding, that's how good they got. And that's due to several factors, but due to that, I cannot recommend buying one of these today unless you want a really, really good DVD player. Because I guess you would pay the same amount of money for one of these if you picked up like a really good DVD player. Like one with a 1080p display, even though DVDs aren't even HD. So, I mean, take of that what you will. But the DVD drives are always prone to failure. This is like one of the only MacBooks I have that the thing still works in it. So yeah. And the next year they switched to quad cores and AMD graphics, and they never looked back. And they should have looked back because the AMD ones were garbage, at least compared to Nvidia at the time. But the quad core chips, they were good. They were more than good. They were like going from Intel to Apple Silicon. That's how good they were, compared to what came before it anyway. And after that, they went to SSDs, and then they got so good they couldn't really find a reason to improve. And that's why the MacBook basically became a joke until quite recently, because awful keyboards, poor components, awful OS decisions. The awful OS decisions are still in pretty much every piece of software that I've ever seen. There's some decisions that I'm like, why would you think that I wanted to do that? Or why would you think that's a good place to put that? Why does it explain this feature like that? Even though it seems so obvious to do it the obvious way and do it right. But I guess some people just don't UX, even if they're UX experts. Maybe I'll even make a whole video bitching about UX disasters that I think are UX disasters because they should never have been allowed to be inside of anything to begin with. Like, how about the fact that Audacity, for what a great tool it is and it's free, it lags like balls no matter what. Nothing is smooth in Audacity. It's just so laggy and there's no good reason for it. It's an audio editor. How much power do you need? My gaming PC isn't even powerful enough to make Audacity not lag. But anyway, before this camera heats up too much and shuts off due to heat, I'm my Red Redux, and I hope to see you again in the 17-inch MacBook Pro video. I promised a long time ago that I would do videos that I just didn't do. I have a good history of doing that, and that's because my interest for things famished or something happened that made it unrealistic to edit. Things like the electronics flea market disaster may not get finished. I posted one part because just editing that footage took it out of me. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I just kind of haven't edited any since. And to be honest, I don't even know where most of my footage is. We got a lot of horrible shots, and I blame someone who doesn't want to be mentioned in a bad light for that. You know who you are. Told you to get the shot, you just didn't do it. And he said he would, just didn't do it. So things like that, they kind of just ruined making those videos for me. You probably wouldn't enjoy them, I wouldn't enjoy editing them, and it would just not be the best thing that I could be doing with my time. I want to make videos like this, where I do fun things, like I test old machines, I test my new things that I can use, and actually, I can use them. Because they're actually good. So yeah, I have a history of just not making good on my promises, but I promise you, my interest in these machines has been strong for 10 years, and it has no signs of going away. And I finally have the means and the experience and all the equipment to do what I've been wanting to do for so long, and I'm so grateful that I'm in this position. And yeah, join me on the way to the top, shall you? That's horrible. Join me on the way to the top, would you? And I'll see you all in the next short, live stream, or video. Whatever that may be. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all next time. Have a great rest of your morning, now that it's probably going to be by the time this is up. See you guys. It's good.
Lovers dance when they're feeling in love. Spotlight shining, it's all about us. It's all about us. And every heart in the room will melt. This is a feeling I've never felt, but it's all